Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Happy Thursday. Indeed, it is Thursday already, September 26, 2024. Hope you are having a fantastic day. All is well in your world. Safe and sound. Children are well. Family is secure. Business is thriving. Money is no object. And you're getting plenty of rest and rejuvenation all along the way. Indeed. Let's see what we got here today. Okay, Fool card. New beginning. First card in the deck. Get ready for adventure. Or maybe you're already off on an adventure. But if you don't feel particularly adventurous or that life is particularly exciting at this time, this indicates that there could be something coming or an opportunity that may present itself to take a chance on something that you may not have necessarily handcrafted for yourself to experience or explore. It might be something that comes out of nowhere seemingly, or at least presents itself at a time that wasn't particularly anticipated. But with the Fool card, there's so much wonder in taking that first step that awaits beyond, that initiation. So Fool generally is a pretty positive card at face value. So maybe it could be, we are at the top of a new season. There could be so many things that you could be embarking upon or that could present themselves. Maybe a new job, a new relationship, maybe just a fresh energy for exploration, for connection. It's Libra season. Usually we're a bit more social and outgoing during this season in general, and evolving even beyond that. In the fall, there's usually a lot more festivity in the air. It's a higher frequency of festivity throughout the fall season. So yeah, it could be that, most practically speaking. I would certainly say, even as you are keeping an open mind and an open heart, and more or less kind of letting wonder and discovery lead you, I would say definitely still be keen to the signs and synchronicities along your journey that just make for a much more secure passageway. Because as I'm looking at this, I'm seeing him like approaching a cliff, and the dog is like barking to get his attention, perhaps. So there's always that hint of discernment that one can still carry in that knapsack, or in your back pocket, even as you pack light for whatever adventure awaits you, to still be keen to your surroundings, to your emotional intelligence, to signs and signals that may alert you to danger or threat, or just caution in general, or carefulness, I'll say, if nothing else. And that could be amongst people, places, and things. So where you're journeying into places maybe that are new to your discovery, there's a need for that heightened sense of mindfulness and alert, where you may be engaging new connections, new collaborations, acquaintances, social circles, professional opportunities, same applies, and where you may begin to start to expand into new activities or, experiences, like actually doing new things or trying new things. Just remember to just listen to your body, particularly, I don't know why exercise is coming to mind. Listen to your body and listen to, again, your emotional intelligence, and always stay grounded in the integrity of your intentions, even if it's something like exercise or a new diet or, whatever it is. There's still always a grounding and integrity as to why you feel a connection to this person, place, or thing, and whether or not it actually is adding value to your life and your presence. Yeah, for whatever reason, I feel God to say that, but this is starting on a clean slate. Yeah, because here we go. Here's the Five of Wands here. So we got the Fool card. Let's just center him there. Yeah, I feel like this is almost the walking away from an energy like this, or from environments like that. Yep. Maybe, again, people, places, and things that didn't really yield the best results in your, your holistic well-being, your stability, your security, your self-esteem, perhaps your sanity. I'm even seeing here your peace, your passion. There's a great deal of conflict over here. Yeah, and then here's the Four of Wands, which is the ideal of peace and harmony and achievement, accomplishment, celebration. All right, so what are we saying here? This could definitely be an actual move, like actually moving, changing locations, and that's the adventure here. Maybe something so new that it's not familiar to you at all. A new state, a new town, a new country. Maybe a job, could also be a job, because this could be an establishment of sorts. But there's definitely some great change on the way, but there's a great deal of promise projected from it. With the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, you can definitely expect for it to be a change that is profitable and prosperous. So if there's any apprehension, any nerves, any second thoughts, reluctance, fear even, you more or less can release that, because whatever this is, it's looking good. This could even be like changing, looking forward to some advancement, but it could even be like a promotion. But with the Nine of Pentacles, it feels like more of a liberation in your finances than it is any type of, it could be all those things though, but it feels like someone's moving on to a higher resonance of prosperity. The King of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles both speak to a great deal of financial independence and freedom. Yeah, with the Fool card. So yeah, this is looking forward to some type of level up in your finances that affords a great deal of freedom, security, and stability. And I love how it's the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, because the King of Pentacles is pretty stable and settled already as it is. And it definitely speaks to, like, it's that Taurus energy, your physical environment getting an upgrade. So again, could be your home, could be an upgrade in some luxuries in life, like a new car, or maybe a new wardrobe, maybe redecorating, I don't know, like something fresh and new that is a reflection of affluence, and also a derivative of it. Like it's because of this upgrade or advancement that this is now possible on this level, however it is. But with the Nine of Pentacles, I love the independence of it all, and also what feels like almost like an inference that there's even more in store to what's a good word, to obtain or achieve. Because the King of Pentacles feels steady and secure as it is, but the Nine of Pentacles, there's some flexibility there, but still already well established. But it just gives me this energy that where you may experience yourself initially, that may in itself feel like, oh, this is it, I made it, literally like I've arrived type of energy. It's just like only the beginning, or only like a piece of what more there is to actually look forward to. Whatever it is, it's on account of having taken a great leap of faith, or, maybe physically so, or to take a faithful approach to change in your life, whether it be the release of certain comforts or securities that were once very familiar, maybe even ideals or ambitions, that once held a great resonance in your life, and to have kind of like released your attachment to those things or people or places is what opens up a pathway to something far more satisfying. And this is in a material sense, but certainly not limited to it. Maybe more energy, a greater experience of your time, and maybe in the quality of the time and experiences that are spent. There's an advancement or an upgrade. And maybe here it could be with the King of Pentacles, is that this financial freedom or stability is what more or less allows for there to be more exploration and things that may have just been, may even feel like more of a luxury, like something that maybe you weren't able to do before, because perhaps because you didn't have the time or the extra money or the energy, you know what I mean? But now there's just like this open availability of all those things, and not only a greater quality but also in quantity as well, where maybe on account of having the resources to do so is how it can be afforded to explore more, to try things that you never have, to explore other hobbies and like your other to expand talents that maybe you always wanted to learn how to play the piano, but you didn't have time to take lessons or didn't really have the extra disposable income to invest in it. Well, now you do. Or maybe you always wanted to be a DJ, or you always wanted to be certified in yoga or something, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, it's like this is like the easy life, the soft life, so to speak. Like the King of Pentacles is like having the cold hard cash and stability and practicality, like the foundation of security that affords you the luxury to do and explore and to even save and spend and all those good things. But the Nine of Pentacles is the energy of the living, like really living your best life. Like, and it being, a normal, an outlook of reality for you, not just something fleeting or just a vacation or some time off or a sabbatical, but this literally just being the way you live your life. You want to do something, you do it. You want to buy something, you buy it. You want to invest in something, you invest. You want to save, you do. Like it's all the things, like a holistic living of prosperity. Come on, somebody. With the Four of Wands, exactly. Like this is the foundation that gets to be stabilized in that frequency. No wonder they're excited. Hands up. Like, we made it. Fine, mama, we made it type of energy, for real. So I don't know what all this is back here, but I don't even know if it really and truly matters, with all that I just said. So let's just hope that we can kind of keep that frequency going, but let's see what we got. Shoot, this could, not for nothing. Oh, and looky here, look who this is. The counterpart to the Nine of Pentacles, none other but than the Nine of Cups. And I was just about to say, funny enough, it's going to be a bit sexist or maybe misogynist, I don't know which one, but I was just about to say this could even literally be someone, like a single lady marrying well. But I love that it's the Nine of Pentacles because it implies that she's already well established herself. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles is just one away from the 10, and maybe that union of sorts is what completes that wholeness, that experience, literally that 10 of Pentacles or even 10 of Cups, fulfillment, having a partner to share it with and grow it with. And here, the King of Pentacles obviously has all his grounds and bases covered too, so he's not looking for a sugar mama per se, any more than she's necessarily looking for a sugar daddy. But I mean, for two productive people to come together is not bad at all, you know. And then here with the Nine of Cups, I love that this is the masculine energy all also in his frequency of fulfillment and satisfaction, but more from a spiritual level, you know. I love these two together. I really do. They're two of my favorite cards in the highest frequency. Sometimes the Nine of Cups can be a little like questionable depending on what follows or what's next to it and things like that. It's hard for the Nine of Pentacles really to be, you know, the worst you can usually say about the Nine of Pentacles is someone that could be materialistic, maybe, but, or maybe a bit detached, you know. But generally speaking, they're both pretty positive cards. And I would say with the Nine of Pentacles, with the King of Pentacles next to it, I don't know, like it just, there's definitely an implication of a high standard here, like selectivity, you know, like people that care about, like they value their presence enough to set a high standard for what they engage with. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not materialistic. That's not vain. That's not elitist in any wrong way. That's just high self-esteem, you know, something that we're not all that accustomed to in this 3D realm, not in its purest form. You know, a lot of times it's either tainted or fabricated, you know what I mean? But for it to be purely just masculine, feminine energy that are completely self-aware and self-secure on their own and are open for connection at a certain standard, you know, or at a selective standard, I feel like we need more of it, personally, because that more or less can secure, and I don't mean just like standard, like you gotta, superficial things, you gotta look like this or have this much money or do this or whatever. I'm talking about this, a standard of well-being that is sourced from the inside on a soul level and on a spiritual level, but is projected in a very material sense and in a, you know, in a physical sense as well. Like the inside matches the outside and vice versa. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got. What's under? Wow, the Empress. That's crazy. Definitely talking about some high self-esteem here. Someone that has a reason to be selective, you know, to have a standard and to settle for nothing less, even of themselves, especially of themselves. And that's why you can demand your rate, you know, because this could even be something professional. Now that I'm saying it, when I say your rate, it could be something like that. Let's see how it unfolds. Because now when I said that, I felt a different energy over it, more than it being like romantic or relational. This could be, and I did say an upgrade or some type of, yeah, like I said, either a promotion or something, but signifying that it's still something of an independent nature, which makes sense with the Empress. So it could be you as, you know, you and your brand, or promoting your business, your creativity, your service, your product, whatever it is that you do. It's like there is no desperation in your marketing. You know, you're not just out to hustle to anybody that you can sell to, like you have a very specific customer, maybe a specialized offering or product or service or whatever that just isn't for everybody, and that's okay, because it's not a matter of trying to shapeshift your offering, even if that is just you and the presentation of you. You're not willing to shapeshift your offering so that it can be palatable for the masses. You're not, yeah, this could even be like business competition here with the Five of Wands. Like, it doesn't, you are not enticed by that, to have the best product in the market according to its competition, or it's what it compares to, or to have, or to be even the best choice, or prospect of partnership, to almost like kind of selling yourself in the dating pool, or in the world, to the highest bidder for the purposes of the payoff, or for the purposes of being bought at all. It's like something about, now I'm feeling something different, like you being the commodity that is precious, that is rare. And it's not, it's almost, to some degree, to be like like when you have something that's precious, not collected, but coveted in a way. But it's like, when you have something that's precious and it could be worth a lot, like even like a really antique painting or a rare diamond or jewel or something, and you could sell it and probably gain a nice fortune for it, but it has a greater value in your possession as a treasure than it necessarily does in exchange for the tender, if that makes sense. Now that brings me back to dating. So I don't know what we're talking about here. It could be a little bit of everything, and we definitely could be talking about chastity, or just really, or abstinence, or again, just being highly selective. Yeah, when I was talking about experiencing new places, spaces, and people, being highly selective about your energy and what you allow to indulge in it and what you invested in. Yes, just definitely just give and be extremely selective unapologetically. Yeah. Because like I said, like I've been saying, it's cuffing season, it's the lover season, it's getting chilly in some parts of the country, it's that snuggle time of the year where you kind of want to be inside, or doing something fun with someone. And I feel like there's definitely more of a high alert of that ambition now than probably ever before, honestly. Not to project any fear or anxiety to anyone, but it's that there's a great deal of competition over what are very few, very rare commodities. There it is. That makes a lot of sense too. That there's a lot of folks out there fishing. Look, they all got fishing rods, right? The Five of Wands. And desperately so, frantically so, especially I would say for a feminine energy that is highly esteemed and knows it. Is not deluded by these, ideas of grandeur, but that really and truly is refined. That's a rare commodity out here, regardless of what people say about themselves. You know what I mean? The proof is really in the pudding. And it's something that is in high demand, but in low productivity, low production, I should say. So there are a lot of folks out here that are looking for that for different reasons, mainly because it's starting to be clear and evident that anything less than is not really as satisfying as it may have been in seasons. Literally, Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, satisfying, so on a soul level, on a spiritual level, than it has been in the past. So this literally could be someone as like a King of Pentacles. Imagine somebody that has a great deal of wealth, disposable wealth. A lot of times those guys have been in the market for a very specific type of woman, usually more aesthetically and most times more superficially than the average gentleman. You know what I mean? Like a trophy wife, so to speak. But the ideal of what a trophy wife truly is has changed drastically over the past few years. And it's very clear that it's not all of what it appears on the outside, that there is an internal frequency that is far more precious than what anybody could look like. Because a lot of times what looks all great on the outside and is not so, that doesn't match the inside, leads to more of this. Five of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Sleepless nights, stress, anxiety, regret, you know what I mean? Like just trying to be, a winner in a competitive market for commodities that aren't even really, it's like everybody wants it. Everybody, at one time, everybody was after the trophy, the aesthetic bad girl to some degree, for the look of it all. But what's really at the core is now what most are being enlightened to with this full energy, and even feeling more compelled to protect their assets and value themselves at a higher rate, to measure their desires accordingly, and to satisfy that desire accordingly. Because if this is the object of affection, which it may or may not be, because he's not looking that way per se, but just based on this line up here, it could be. And the Queen of Empress, the Queen of Empress, the Empress, it could be saying that men that were in the market for something else before are now perusing the scene, the market, for something much different. And they are keen to know that it may not necessarily look like what they had in mind, but they know the value of it is far more substantive than what they've experienced, what they've already had. Now, that's great for the guy, great for the girl, whomever they connect with, if they connect. But what I'm saying is that what they're, this energy, okay, how can I say this? This might be plentiful of men that are realizing they want something better for themselves. But the ones that actually are better for themselves, which would be this expression here in the Nine of Cups, that have cultivated that frequency for themselves from the inside out and can match that vibe, not just I got a lot of money so I can go now switch it up and get me a good girl. No, this is somebody that has cleansed their spiritual nature to be an ideal match for where that ideal partner may already be, or at least be on that path, So I'm saying this to you, dear feminine force, who I feel I'm speaking to most, that there could be a great deal of aha awakenings in the market that are now like scrapping to get to the goods, but there are far fewer of you than there are of them that can actually match up to you at your core. So it's important to know your value and worth as the Empress, that, you know, just because people are becoming awakened to what is best for them doesn't necessarily mean they're best for you, you know. Even with all the money and all of the, you know, the resume that checks out on paper, it's still about the soul. And nobody knows how to try the spirit more than a true divine feminine. Like I was saying earlier, knowing to stay in tune with your emotional intelligence, your intuition, your feeling of security, the signs and signals, the red flags, even in this case, which he's flapping with red flags, no shade. And now that I'm looking at him, so it's just really turning up the spidey senses in that sensational way that only the divine feminine can. Well, that only the divine feminine can effortlessly. That is protective at this time, because you might have hell of propositions and offers and proposals coming at you, but everybody ain't worthy. Not everybody ain't even worthy to take you out for coffee, let alone for anything more. And transfer that over into any type of business or professional proposition as well. You can't take anything for granted right now. Yeah, look, looking, searching, hawking, scouting. That's the word that I really heard, scouting. Looking for an opportunity to get in where you fit in. Literally. That's exactly. Knight of Cups, to finesse the situation, you know. And imagine you want the man with 9 cups to offer that's more or less fulfilled on his own, not one measly cup that he's really just looking to get filled. You know what I mean? Like, no. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like literally scouting. Like it could even be, I don't know. It's giving Don Juan Casanova type of vibes. Where, I mean, the presentation is that he's just offering 1 cup, meaning he's looking for an emotional connection, or to offer one or be available for one. But I mean, it's a knight though. So this is either someone that's younger or not quite so developed in their emotional, intentions, or someone that doesn't have the capacity to offer in the way that they are expecting to receive. So there's hope for the first, it's no shade to any, but there's hope for the first, that, maybe there's just some development still underway for someone that just figured out that, oh, a trophy wife is not what I thought, or, looks aren't everything, or I don't know, like body and is just beauty and body, not to say it's wrong, nothing wrong with any of it, but beauty and body is not all that I need to be fulfilled or feel satisfied. I need a little bit more, or sex, or, any of that physical exchange is shallow, you know, that it could be just someone figuring that out and wanting to test the waters. But, you know, for someone as experienced, advanced as the Nine of Pentacles and potentially the Empress, you're going to need a little bit more than that. You ain't got time to be grooming nobody. You know, that's old world mentality. Like, let people catch up on their own time. You know, like, you don't have to be the one to groom someone into their maturity, to make them a better man or make them the ideal lover and partner. Not now. Not if you've been in the market this long and kind of just focusing on yourself and building your own foundation and, you know, focusing on your own success and healing and stability and security from the inside out, the outside in. You don't have to settle for anything that's not on that level too. It doesn't mean that you don't still have room to grow with someone, you know, in your own skin and also within a partnership. But if it's a question of dating down, and it truly being a date down, because just because somebody's younger doesn't necessarily count them out. So I'm not saying that, or older, but I'm talking about where you have a standard or you have a certain expectation that's reasonable and, you know, satisfying for what you are on track to evolve into, and you take the first offer coming just because you ain't had an offer in a while, or just because, you know, it sounds good or looks good. You know, it's like, you might be able to wait or see, you know, give things some time, or at least give it space and opportunity to prove itself before you go all in. You know what I mean? Because I don't necessarily think I love the energy of the Page of Swords with the Knight of Cups. That's too immature vibes compared to the Empress, who's pretty mature, you know, at least in experience, if not age. So yeah. And not just like you've been around the block or you have a couple years on you, but you have wisdom also, you know, with the Empress. Like, you know, a little something. You've learned some lessons in love and or in business or in life in general. And you don't really necessarily want to relearn any of those lessons through a renewed karmic experience, you know, or the potential of such a thing. It's like, nah, I'm good on that. I'll wait. Yeah, this is definitely like some imbalance, some uncertainty, unsettlement. Somebody's still trying to figure it out a little bit, you know, maybe even having some material or like a financial instability, or just, it really feels more like I said, like somebody just kind of coming into the awareness of their truth, what they've been subscribing to and what they don't wish to subscribe to anymore, and now in the place to kind of figure out, now what do I do with this knowledge? What do I do with this energy? How do I invest it? Do I, you know, how do I move forward or do I move backward? You know, there still could be some considerations happening there, you know, like almost a rebound. That's what I'm feeling, like a rebound type of energy. If not fresh out of a relationship, definitely just someone fresh out of a tainted dating pool that wants to dive into fresh water. And it's like, can you swim? I don't know if you can yet. So, you know, I'm gonna need to Yeah, I don't know. Something here about that, though. Somebody might be a little wet behind the ears. A little bit. Yeah, might even still be carrying some of that baggage and that stress and um, trauma from a previous season. If you're not careful, it could become your trauma and your stress and your baggage. So there's one thing to have space and room to grow, as I kind of did say here, like the Nine of Pentacles being something that there's still more to desire, there's still more left to experience. Even the Nine of Cups, he's one from the 10. I'm down with that. And I don't have nothing against two people still evolving with each other. That should be an eternal process, I suppose. But the starting point does matter, because if you are a woman of wisdom in particular, and you can consider where, where such experiences have led in the past, then that's really the only point of reference that you need, honestly, and I'm not saying that everything you encounter after that is exactly what it was before, but you have a pretty good, you have experiences for a reason, pretty much. You have experiences for a reason. And if something is looking too familiar, then it's probably it's much more likely that it will yield the same results and experience than it being the exception. But again, if you choose to at least give it the opportunity to prove itself one way or another, I guess to my point earlier, as I felt guided to say, just be cautious, be safe, be alert, period. Maybe this is you in consideration as you experience, but the Ten of Wands is like the end of struggle. So particularly if you have done a great deal of self-improvement and ascension work on yourself to relieve trauma and drama and alleviate yourself from karmic cycles, and cleared a lot of that energy, refined your decision-making process with more discernment and more grace, you wouldn't want to start a new cycle of that all over again. This is way too much work to have put in to let one decision, one night of passion perhaps, or one lustful moment or misjudgment drag you into everything that you left behind, So, I don't know. Wow, star card, yeah, because what I say, everybody is now wanting that good. And I ain't talking about the body and I'm talking about what's good on the inside out, from the soul, from the spirit, like that healed love energy. Somebody that is aware of themselves, that is conscious of what they create, that's intentional about their manifestations and their energy, that's focused on their inner healing, and focused on living a purposeful life with the star card. That's the high commodity here. It's the star for a reason, because it's special. You may be special. And so there's a high demand for that connection. But all these wands ain't for you. You know what I mean? None of them may be for you in this frequency, because anybody that feels like they have to put up a fight that way is probably not in alignment with where you are in a star energy. This is more star adjacent. The Nine of Cups that knows that he's got a lot to bring to the table too. The King of Pentacles know that he has a high value, not just materially, but energetically, that he's worthy of a lot, you know, and is generous to also give a lot. So that's the type of frequency you would fare most with, or fare better with, I would say. My point of view, my suggestion. King of Cups even, yeah, someone that's available for love. Knight of Wands, that's really more of this Five of Wands energy. Stark comparison here. A King of Cups and the Nine of Cups energy, that's a premium prospect right there. Yeah. Oh, what was that? Ooh, Three of Swords. It just slid out of my hand by mistake. Yeah, like, because we got heartbreak on the line. Yeah, and this Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands, but also the Knight of Cups can be some heartbreakers. You know, like the Knight of Wands in the lowest frequency can be a wham bam, thank you ma'am. And the Knight of Cups can be a seducer or a finesser. And who knows, whatever his objective is, he may be able to allure you into it or out of it, whatever the case may be. So those are like the energies. And then you got the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, who's pretty ideal, but he's definitely going to take his time, and you know, he's going to make sure he's developed before he finally steps up to the plate. So you may be waiting a while for that. I don't know how much time you got. And then the Knight of Swords is a bit aggressive, can be, and also a bit entitled. So yeah, I'm just that night energy. I don't recommend it. Not when you're coming up as the Empress. You don't want to be playing mommy to somebody that still just wants to be raised and suckled and changed and fed and spanked. Pause. Yeah, nah. I already got a son. And hell, he's damn near a man in a kid's body. So I can't take no energy. Yeah, I can't take no energy younger than him, you know, mentally or emotionally. So yeah, we got the Six of Cups here, which could be like that nostalgia of soulmate energy. So it could even imply that some of these folks that are awakening could even be past lovers, or you know, old acquaintances or friends that maybe you never had, you didn't have that connection with. It wasn't necessarily romantic before, but there's a certain familiarity here where some people, you might be coming to mind now that people are in the market for a wife or a real divine partner, or shoot, just a reliable, trustworthy partner at this point. Like, not even too choosy, you know, just somebody you can trust, for real. But it's like you could get caught up in the emotional connection of it all, the nostalgia, the romanticism, which may not be all bad. Ain't nothing wrong with being romanticized, you know what I mean, sometimes, but just don't forget to keep your head on as well, and you know, make a head over heart decision as needed, And again, to prioritize your light above all, to make sure that there's space to shine in whatever, there's security to shine in whatever connection you gain, whether it be a friendship, uh, friends, a partnership, a professional partnership, a creative partnership, a budding relationship, just dating and testing the waters, like literally testing the waters here with the star card. Nothing is irrelevant, nothing is coincidence, nothing is, excusable, or like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like, I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like, everything matters right now. If you feel that you might be being too sensitive or too alert, no such a thing. Everything that you feel and sense is valid in your considerations of exchanging your precious energy. Because let's not forget, that's the highlight of this story, just how precious of a commodity you are, and whatever exchange is contemplated, or whatever is on the table considered. And the Six of Cups is cute. It really is. It's saying that there could be a soulmate connection in the market. I mean, I love these two together, to be honest with you. But it may not necessarily be the one that has the most intense proposition, or offering, so to speak. Like those knights that are pretty aggressive in their advances. That may actually be an indication of something that you might want to kind of pump the brakes on a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. But like I said, you'll know if your discernment is on high alert as it should be, then you'll know. It might not necessarily be the one that's coming on to you super strong, like they gotta have you. Where you been all my life? I've been thinking about you for years. I've always wanted to, like that type of pour out of, flattery and sweet nothings and emotions. Like, I don't know, something about that feels like a cause for pause to me right now. This Nine of Cups is a little bit more cool. Even the King of Pentacles is more practical and reserved. So it doesn't mean that somebody can't have all this emotion for you and even want to express it at some point. But I think the point that I might be trying to make is that there's no over eagerness or desperation in an authentic connection, one that is pure, because just as cautious and careful and mindful as you would be about yourself is what you would expect for someone to be about themselves when they truly value themselves, especially given the possibilities for failure in the market as they are, perhaps even the experiences of failure. So yeah, like these two people are like, they're rolling with the flow. They're cool, calm, collected, not too eager, not too anxious, not too aggressive, not too demanding or commanding. It's just it feels like an exchange, like a fluid exchange, that things more or less should have an ease to them, where there is a clear expression of interest, and, certain, like nothing to have to interpret, or to decode. But there also isn't such an aggression that you feel like pressure, you know what I mean, to answer, or, to reciprocate that energy, so there's something there with that maybe to consider if you are someone that's dating or that's in a connection that you may be a little bit kind of like on the edge about, considering opening yourself up, but not really, fully, not too overeager about it, because maybe it's been a while, or you haven't dated in a while, or you haven't had great experiences, and you're not really sure about your own metrics of, good material, you know what I mean, when you see it and when you engage it. And I would say that there should be a feeling of ease in your connections. Certainty, security, and ease. That's just my thought, my offering, and I could be wrong. Maybe you like a little bit of a little bit more of an aggressive assertion. Maybe that's what does it for you. And everybody wants to feel desired, for sure. Like I said, you don't want there to be any room for doubt. But comparatively speaking, when I'm looking at this 5 of Wands energy, and now I'm seeing the 6 of Cups, I just feel like that could be a decent red flag to consider, is that some energies are going to kind of show their hand in the hyper active aggression that they express, whether it be in what they say, how fast they're trying to move, how respectful and or not they are of your boundaries, how communicative they are, like expressive they are of where they stand and what they're looking for. And like just being very clear and upfront is one thing, but it's something about pushing you to the edge, that pressure point that could be, a point of consideration if you were curious or thoughtful about it. Otherwise, enjoy yourself, have a good time, whatever, like, yeah, right, the 3 of Swords, but you've come too far from this energy. What's on the bottom? To go back. Yeah, and it's balancing. It's balanced and it's balanced, like the trauma, the drama, even your fears about recreating the same experiences. If you are where I relate to you to be, in perhaps an Empress energy, or even an evolved masculine, mature masculine energy that is truly, sincerely available for love, available for connection, maybe even for open for commitment, then you have definitely come a long ways of healing from the 3 of Swords of which you may have encountered. And let's face it, like, we would have all needed to encounter something unfavorable to have a point of reference, or to have learned from, grown from, healed from, to evolve into the creatures that we are, to be this premium, precious commodity of creation that we've become. The pressure was necessary, the disfavor was just par for the course, literally par for the course. So temperance is what the realization of those that can relate is in the physical form, to be balanced, to be in harmony and peace with yourself, despite what you've experienced and what you've encountered, to be self-controlled. Here it is, for sure. All of what I was just saying, like to have a certain foundation of control over your impulses, over your desires, over your lower nature, over your lusts, over your fears, over your traumas and whatever residue may be left of it, like having a grounded perspective of all things in the present tense, and still having the foresight to project the very best of what you wish to have for yourself and what you know you deserve at that. So this is a refined spiritual energy where, like I said, this is not for everybody. You are not for everybody. Like, no, you know, like heartbreak, yes, we can all relate to. That may be for everybody, but who you've evolved to be on account of all that, because we may have all had heartbreak and have had unfavorable experiences, but everybody has not grown from those and evolved, and everybody is not looking to grow or evolve. Some people are actually quite comfortable in trauma and drama. And those are the ones to really stay away from. And they will tip their hand, even if they put on a nice, good front like that page of Knight of Cups to finesse you with all types of, you know, sweet nothings. You know, eventually the hand will be tipped. And that's why I say, if nothing else, give it time to see, to know exactly where someone stands, because they'll show themselves. And if they don't, even if they don't think they're showing themselves, you'll be able to sense it intuitively, because your meter is, you know, fully functional. Because of this energy of the temperance here, you know when something throws you off balance, even when something looks and feels too familiar of what you've already experienced, like I said. And when you've cultivated this position here, peace of mind, you know, after that 10 of Wands, after the 3 of Swords, like you've still been able to cultivate peace of mind and harmony within your own dualities, which is hard enough. You definitely don't want to suscept yourself to anyone that could disrupt that. You want to be with the energies that family, friends, or, you know, professionals, creatives, whatever, or potential partners. You want to be with someone that can help you sustain that is intentional, like that's just as much of their priority to help support your peace as it is for theirs to be supported. That's a beautiful synergy right there. Now, it may not always be seamless when we're talking about two, you know, sovereign beings, but it definitely is possible when that's the initial intention, when that's the prominent intention. But to start off on any other topsy-turvy way where somebody hasn't quite found their balance within themselves, i.e. the Two of Pentacles, that's just a recipe for more drama and perhaps even then more trauma to have to heal from for both of you at some point. All right, so I don't know what we're talking about here, but, you know, hey, take it as it resonates, leave it where it doesn't. Yeah, but anyway, thanks for listening and watching. Until next time, as always, I'll leave you with peace.